Hello, this is Ada Ray from Bricks Maven. In this video, we'll be looking at the lay of the land. We'll be looking at how the file is set up, where you can find the contents, and what their purpose is. Let's start with the cover page. Once you first import your file, you will see this. You see the cover page as a thumbnail, as we saw in the beginning. Here, right here. If you go back to home, you see this. You see the cover page. If any page that is placed on top will become the cover page. As you can see, I placed a you can delete this text here, so you can remove it if you want your own cover page, which I've created a second page called your client's cover or your own project's cover. You can add a background color, you can add images to your background, you can add your own logo to the cover page. You can change the name, and also here it says the footer is made by and the project here. These can be changed through the Figma tokens. We'll explore that later. I just want to show you guys where you can find stuff and what the purpose is. The purpose of this page, as you already is actually straightforward. It's just having your own project or your client's cover page so that you can identify the file. That's why we have this page here. And the cover of the Alpha Figma UI Kit, you can delete this or you can keep it. Choice is yours. Quick navigation. We created this page to help the free users navigate through the file, because free users are limited to 3 pages. So they can see all the pages, but you cannot access them. So they can only access the first 3 pages. So this quick navigation page will help them move through the file. So for an example, let's say you wanted to access the content category, right? You would select this frame, right mouse click, and you'd say go to main component, and to carry you over to the main component, you can then zoom out, and then you actually have access to this page. You can grab whatever you want and then go back by obviously pressing the return to instance button. Then you're back on the page. But this is just a quick nav for free users. I really recommend free users to grab a Figma license, because then you can really benefit from the features that we have in the Alpha Figma UI Kit. Okay, let's carry on. Moving on to the foundations. Foundations is just basically the visual style guide. So we have our typography, we have our buttons, colors, radius, and spacing. Reason why I separated them is just for quick overview, right? Because obviously we could have them on one page, but then you'd be scrolling and moving around. Whereas if they're on separate pages, you can easily access them. So this is where you can see the current typography, font family, font size. You can see your buttons, the colors, etc., which you can change. And here the colors themselves of your project. Here you can visually see them. You can see what the primary colors are, secondary, tertiary, etc. Your radius tokens. You can see the kind of style. This is just a visual representation of how they look. And we have our spacing, and you can see the different kind of spacing for both desktop and mobile. Okay, so now that we have gone through the foundations, moving on to the basic building blocks. Basic building blocks are just basically basic frames that we created. We created a canvas frame and also a section frame. We did this so that you can easily start building your own blocks, start building your own, laying out your own wireframes or design with blocks that are already tagged with the correct variables. So you don't need to do this from scratch. I will go into this in a separate video where I'll just go into the the frame, and show you how we tag the blocks and give you a better understanding of how this was set up. But this is where you can find the basic building blocks. We also have the UI elements. You can expect more UI elements in the future. For now, we just have basic intro sections, and we have a list component, and also we have button combos. As you can see, we have a primary with an outline, and we also have the light version, stacked version, also the light version, primary with a link, and then we have also have the stacked version, etc., and the light versions. You can all find them here. And then we have the alpha blocks themselves, which you can find under the general block categories. Here are all, let me just expand this. You can find all the blocks that you are familiar with. They're all here. They all have a desktop and a mobile version. So it makes it easier to switch between the two once you're wireframing. So you can now find, as you can see, these are the recent coming soon blocks that we added. They're all here. Content. And you might see in the file that some blocks are grayed out. That just means that it has not been built yet. Some are even hidden. So this is just giving you an idea of all the blocks. I'm not going to go through them all, but you can see these are all the blocks here. And last but not least, we have the WooCommerce block categories, which is totally empty. It is just the pages have just been created, and the blocks will be added in a future update. We'll start adding blocks to these categories. So the last thing that we need to that I need to show you guys is the local variables. So if you're wondering where can I find the variables, you can find them on the right panel here on the design. So not prototype, design. If you go to local variables, there you see all the variables. I'll go into depth into the variables in a different video. Here's where you can find the alpha template variables, and also we also have the general client setup. These are text variables that hold the client name, phone number, email, etc., which you can change here, and they to be changed throughout the project and the blocks. Especially the footer and the contact blocks will be affected by these, so you don't need to change that yourself. We also have a call to action section, which I've also tagged with text variables, so you can change them from here, and they to be changed in the call to action section, just making life a little bit easier. So this is where you can find the tokens, especially the automatic CSS tokens and the core tokens. They've all been placed here. I'll go into in depth in a different video, in a dedicated video, but this is where you can find them. And we also have some extra styles. So we have effect styles here. We have two shadow styles. We have a grid style. You can also create your own grid style, but just a 12 column grid. We have the text styles for the desktop, which are all here. Every text style contains irregular, medium, semi-bold, and bold style, so you can switch between those. We also have a mobile style. This will be deprecated as we are now using the Figma modes, which I'll also go in depth in a different video. So I hope this gave you an idea of what the file contains, where you can find the contents of the file, and what their purpose is. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, you can shoot me an email, and I will gladly answer your questions. For now, have a nice day, and we'll speak soon. Bye.